And right when we get started, Sekou abandons the chair. There he is. What's up, my man? How you doing?
I got a robot, one of those robots.
Yeah, you were trying to get your TV set up. Yeah.
and the robot started as soon as the thing started. I was like,
no
oh, crap.
You got a robot? Like in my mind, I'm thinking like, what was that, Rocky 4?
Oh, yeah,
Rocky
yeah.
4?
With the big one.
When he's got the Russian and the robot going through his house. Is that what you got?
Creepy. That's creepy. No, this is the robot vacuum cleaner.
The robot vacuum cleaner. Okay.
And apparently right now is the time that it needed to start.
Yeah,
My
right
kids
now.
are so excited we're going on vacation. And so the place is a little bit of a mess. So don't let my wife see this video.
Right. Where are you going? What'd you say? The Poconos?
Yeah, we're going up to the Poconos, man. Just a little bit. Just going to the mountains for a second. Yeah. Just before the end of the summer, put your toes in some lakes and things like that.
Like I want to live like Sekou. Where are you going up? Just the Poconos. We're just going to the Poconos. Yeah,
dude. And meanwhile, it's like New York Light right now. Like it's like. So what's up, man? Shoot,
man. What's up with you? You were just talking about, like, tell us a little bit about what'd you say? Y'all just got a list in from using the content and calling, using those exact strategies.
Dude, you know how I say I use all our techniques and things like that, right? So, this is this was a 1-2 punch. It was the land, sea, and air approach.
Yep.
So we contacted a for sale by owner.
Right.
Wonderful woman. She was skeptical because she just finished working with another agent that was doing it the traditional way.
Yep.
Right. And so she got no offers. She got barely any views and things like that. So when we were talking to her, she was like, well, what are you talking about? I was like, well, have you tried the virtual approach? And and she's like, I've got virtual stuff and I've got a 360 tour. And I said, well, what would you do if we introduced your home to 18,000 viewers in a single week? And she was like, that's impossible.
Yeah.
And so I literally went back and showed her all content. Like I shared the screen with her.
Yeah.
And just showed her all content that we did. And she was like, holy smokes. And then I showed her the listing to sale results, meaning how long we were on the market before and I showed her that data.
Right.
And then Wednesday night, last night, I invited her to the viewing where you got on and talked about 1,880 views of our program there. And she was knocked out, man. She signed the contract last night. We're up and running now. We're up and running this morning.
Man,
it was the land, sea, and air approach, brother.
Right. Show me more data, Mr. J. He always
Mr. J, what's up?
Yeah, man. But that's what it comes down to when you can visually show people like numbers, right?
Yeah.
Like when you're not just saying like, hey, we got a great phone, we got this or that. You can go on there and show them like, hey, we had 4,000 contacts just yesterday.
Yes.
We are in contact with 4,000 people who are interested, buying, selling, that are in the market in some form or fashion, right?
She got on 3 seconds before you got on, bro.
Did she really?
Yes. I swear. She was like, did you like, was that like a setup? I was like, I didn't know when you got on. All I'm doing is counting.
Right.
And it blew her away, man. It is exactly what you say. And I'm going to take it a step further, man. You provide with content, you provide something that on a call I could never provide. I could never provide social proof. So by being on the call, naming the puppy, then inviting her.
Did you send her a video message or did you go?
You know I did.
Yeah.
You know I did. I sent her a video message.
Yeah.
When we had our first consultation, I showed her what her virtual tour would look like.
Yeah.
I took a similar product and just walked them through.
Right.
Anyway, so long story short, when she hopped on, that was the last brick in the wall for her. She just needed to see that we were doing exactly what we said we were doing.
And on top of that, too, I mean, you were just saying she's thinking every agent's the exact same, right?
Yeah.
Like she just got out of that situation.
Yes.
You know, and what do we always say in any type of sales? Differentiation is king, right? King, queen. It's whatever you want to call it. It's king, right? So right there, right when you hang up the phone, boom, video message. Last agent didn't do that. All of a sudden you come on here, social proof. Like, here are the numbers we got last week. Here's the content. And you know why you're able to show those numbers too? is because you're consistent. It's because you're putting out the content that people want to see. It's a whole combination. I just made a video about this yesterday. Like your social
Dude, I saw it.
it's your resume. It's literally what she did, Sekou, is she took a look at your virtual resume and you got the green light. You got hired, right?
Just bang through it too, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it allows us to have another level of conversation though, Nick. So here is the differentiation actually between us and other programs and things like that, right? So yeah, there might be some place that talks about content, and yeah, there's going to be places that talk about calling,
right?
But never do they talk about doing it together. They never talk about that 1-2 punch. They never talk about the Lancey and ArE approach. And what I'm looking at with us is we actually can have natural conversations because we do it all the time.
Right.
So when we sat down with this woman, virtually, mind you,
right,
never been in the property.
Yeah.
When we sat down with her virtually, we had a conversation about how we're reaching more people, and then showing her that we're doing what we say we're going to do. And then, see, this is the key, that a lot of the folks that are just like, oh, you just go to social media and you'll get your thing. And then the level of communication that we had with our calls was on the next level. It created like this circle of trust that you can't recreate any other way.
Right.
So I appreciate everything that we're doing here at Sekou Crime. I appreciate it 1,000%.
Well, and let's take a look at some of the numbers. I see Mr. J keeps saying, "Show me the numbers." Let's.
The numbers.
I'm going to go and share my screen. We're going to go over, take a look at some of the numbers that we've been able to produce over here on. Let's see, Chrome tab. Boom. Over during our Sekou Crime formula. So let's see. Here's one with me and Sekou. 10,000 views. Another one. 11,000, another one, 12,000, 10,000, 10,000, 6,000, 7,000. So man, like when we're telling you guys, we know what we're talking about with the content. When Sekou's telling you what he's talking about with the calling, there are formulas and ways that we're doing these things that could turn into results, right? Just right there, you were going through it and you were saying like, hey, these are the numbers we're doing on social media. Here's how many people we're getting in front of. What happened? You got a listing from it.
Instant. So, it wasn't even like I'm fighting for the listing. It was I got a listing instantly from it. Just combination, call, follow up, social proof, close, baby. That's all we're doing over and over and over again. So I mean, an agent joining an organization, or an agent just starting their real estate career, or my man Bob, thank you, brother. Thank you. So an agent just joining this universe, 9 out of 10 times we get the question, well, you know, what do I need to do? And they get all of this theory,
right?
They get all of this theory. Oh yeah, you know, invest in your CRM, and you know, make sure you 13 touches and blah 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 blah. And it's all theory, and it sounds good. And the agent's like, okay, I'm down. And in that meeting,
buy into the rah, like, let's do this.
And then Monday comes and they're like, well,
what do I do?
Which CRM and what do I do? And you know, and then they get wrapped up in this constant and never-ending battle with time. What we did with this program was we said, hey, Monday, do this. Say this, do this, put this there.
Right.
You know, close that book, open this door, and make a mess. Yeah. And then let's progress through cleaning up. You know what I mean? And so I have agents that are, as a result, and I credit this to you. I have agents that are now counting their contacts in the thousands per week.
Yeah.
Counting their appointments in the hundreds per week. Okay. And counting their conversions to appointments and contracts and closes in the tens per week, which is really awesome because most people won't do more than for a year.
Right.
Let's go. What's up, Friday?
Yeah, man. And that's really the what's the word I'm looking for? The implementation of this though, too. Right. So I titled this one. I don't know if you can see the title. The leads are bad, right? Because, you know, how many times have you? I've heard agents, I've heard people it's always the leads, right? It's always the leads. And we go into the CRM and I see over 5,000 leads in there. And I'm like, there is no way every single one of these leads are bad, right?
No.
Like there's a huge pipeline. So what it comes down to me, it comes down to where are you getting the right information for on conversion, right? Because if you're converting at a higher rate, all of a sudden the leads start looking a lot better.
So bad.
The only time you start looking at leads is when the conversion's not there, is when the listings aren't there, is when the sales aren't there. That's when you start looking at all these different places. But if we had a way where we could teach you to take the pipeline you have right now and turn those into more conversions, that's what people are interested in. And that's exactly what we did with Sekou Creme.
100%.
And it's about what are you going to do differently when you get the new lead source, right? Well, that's my first question I always ask agents, because I was working at a call center, and at that call center, what we would do is like we'd be bouncing around. Like everyone had all these different lead sources. I was inside of it. Like you name a CRM, I was in the back end of it. Right. And every time someone would go to a new lead source, I'd ask them one question: what are we going to do differently at this new lead source? Because if we do the same things we're doing right now, we're going to get the same results, right? And a lot of times there was no answer for that. So okay,
there's no answer to that.
Let's make the adjustments that we need to make now before we switch lead sources. If we make these adjustments and nothing happens, fine, let's go ahead and change. But for right now, we're getting consistent leads. Let's go ahead and make the change now. And that's exactly what we're doing with Sekou Creme.
Well, there's a concept that we talk about in the program called shipping beats perfection. Okay, so the concept is a little deeper. I won't go too deep into it, but the concept is, if I say I'm going to release it on a certain date, I release it on that date and allow the consumer to give me feedback and finish the product with me, right? Well, so many of us agents are looking to perfect the CRM that you signed up for to make your life easier. They're looking to perfect the tools that we have before we get out and actually figure out what tools we need. Right. And you figure out what tools you need by going out and starting deals and figuring out where your pinch points are, and then you fix the pinch point. So what we did with Sekou Creme, and I guess I'm not telling you this, but what I'm telling the audience, right? What we did with Sekou Creme was we made a big mess. We're gonna put dozens and dozens of leads in front of you. We're gonna put dozens and dozens of contacts in front of you. And you're gonna find it, and you're gonna find it yourself. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna say, hey, I'm weaker here. What do you have for me here? And we're like, ha, I got you right here. and so on and so forth. So what we are encouraging you all to do as agents is to do something. Is to pick up the phone and start dialing, is to pick up your camera and start taking video and start shooting lives, is to take some action. And then based on the results that you get from your audience or your customer base, adjust and grow. So this is a repeatable process to prosperity.
Yeah. And to add on to that too, let's think about this. When you get a new phone, does iPhone wait for their phones to be absolutely perfect? No. They send you the phone, and what happens a week later? Hey, you need to update.
So when you turn it on the first time,
imagine if they waited for all the updates to be completed. They would have never released the phone, right? You would never get a phone because they'd be too busy updating it, then updating, then updating it. The first thing you do, literally the first thing you do when you get a phone, is get an update. Right? It's the same thing with videos. It's the same thing with your content. It's the same thing with calling. If you wait for that perfect scenario, that perfect storm to hit, you're never going to get it done. You're never going to make that mark. You're never going to be able to make the impact on your community, right? Like I'm looking at someone like my man Josue. Josue's down in. Man, do you see those videos he's putting out right now? Being a community champ, going to the barber, going to the different stores, going to the different businesses, shooting videos with them, and man, he is crushing it,
killing it.
And I've like their video has come a long way, and their video quality and what they're doing is top notch, absolutely top notch. But they're out there, they're doing it, they're staying consistent, they're getting recognition from their peers, and even more so, they're getting recognition from the community. Why? Because they are just doing it. Our number one core value at our company is show up. You know why? Because if you don't show up, no other core value matters.
You miss all the swings you don't take.
Literally nothing else matters. If I don't show up, no other core value, no other the rah-rah speech I give can mean anything, right?
Nothing,
Like,
nothing.
if you don't show up, it's just not going to happen. It's the same thing with video. If you don't show up for your video, you're not going to be able to build the brand that you want to build. Right now, video is king. Video is queen.
I'm not only the haircut president, but I'm also a client.
Yeah.
Dude, I put out a promo video for our workshop and for the 5-day live workshop.
Right.
And I showed it to my brother and he was like, dude, how much did you pay for this? Like, did you get a whole team of people to put this together? And I was like, yeah, I sure did. It took me 3 hours to take care of the whole damn thing. And that's not because it was a difficult process. It was because I was just being picky. Dude, your systems, my calls, the LeAdS and ArE approach. That's the best way to put it. I'm gonna keep saying that, man.
Yeah, it is the LeAdS and ArE approach. You know, if you're going to attack someone, you got to go LeAdS and ArE. You got to hit them on all fronts, and that's where I'll tell you what, man. When you go through your calling, you know, I got every one of our callers right now going through the Sekou part of the training. It's like, you guys need to learn this. The concepts in here, they're just need to know basis, right? If you want to make the conversions, if you want to get to that next point, you need to learn these things. It's as simple as that. Even when you go into your Batman voice on the training.
Hello, I'm Batman. So listen, wait. So you know when an agent or a person gets it, like you know that moment when they get it and they get that giggle, that laugh, like oh snap, is it? So I've been having them go live once a day, every day, just for a few minutes. Whether they get 2 people or 20 people, they got to go live once a day, every day. And it turned into a lead, an appointment, and a listing for somebody. And they were giggling so hard on our accountability call. They were like, oh my God. And so I just got them to say, you know what? If I had just listened to you from the beginning.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of resistance, but you know what? We're human. And so we sometimes resist the best thing for us. You know, we don't always want to take our medicine, right?
Right. That's a good way to put it.
Dude, man, I'm looking forward to the next 6 months and then the next 6 months after that. The world has changed so much. And if you are not ahead of the curve, if you're not really taking classes where you can take action, when you're not really doing trainings where you can take action, then what you're going to do is you're going to be waiting back at the starting line and we're going to be on mile 22. You know what I mean? And it is just a reality.
No,
that was my analogy for today. That was my mile marker analogy today.
Hey guys, join us at mile 22. You know what they say? We'll see you at the top or from the top. Join us at the top at SekouCreme.com. Sekou, enjoy the Poconos, man.
Later, brother.
Later.